Alright, here's the first one of the evening that is an original, and only barely. This is an adaptation of an old folk song called Diamond Joe, just kind of updated for a more recent version of the character, and this would still just call it Diamond Joe. Man you'll hear about. Every which way you turn, we appointed him our leader, just to watch something burn. And the man, he had a castle, and he did love to shout, and we fed him full of stories that he could shout about. Well, the man, he had a paper, so he gave the man a pen, and he told us that our hatred was the only way to win. Well, when you are a hammer, everything is a nail. And when you are a dollar, everything is for sale. So we gathered up his buddies. They built jails and they built walls, and they orphaned many children, barely old enough to crawl. And I am telling you this story, and I want you to believe that when a man holds out a dollar, there is a dagger up his sleeve. When he tells you that your neighbor, they do not deserve their home, know that the day is swiftly coming, but you do not deserve your own. And throughout the course of history, many have fought and many have died when divisions turned to chasms, and they let the bullets fly. But before a revolution could take hold from right or left, we were confined to our houses, and the peace was barely kept until a day in January. The man was told to step aside, and his henchmen stormed the Senate with the senators inside. And when the man is finished, generations hence will learn the cost of building back from nothing after watching something burn. I only into music when I wrote it. I know everybody else's song. This is another original. I've been writing this song for 15 years. It's called Everything I Have Known, and I very recently made a large change to it and started playing it with a pick. I hadn't done that for 15 whole years, and then one day I just picked it up and went for it, and so this will be my third or fourth run through that way, and I think I like it better. So Everything I Have Known. I was standing in the breakdown lane, it was raining fit to drown. The storm came off the water with a high, lonesome sound. There was a blue wind blowing high and free, but I was stranded on the ground, strung out and half frozen on the ragged edge of town. By the time I reached her door, I was delirious at best. Turned away summarily, I sought a place to rest, to wait until my heart turned to stone within my chest, and let the dreadful wind and rain drown out my my last regret. Old time tales and songs about the road. Scratch your wagon tracks into my soul. Carry me from Santa Cruz back to my hometown, where I could not find anyone I had known. When the black clouds hit the highlands, there was no place left to go. The Manzanita valleys all got buried in the snow. Nobody ever told me just how long the wind can blow, or how your mind starts talking when you've been too long alone. Snow fell on the Choya and the bottles piled high, until the darkness in my mind touched the darkness in the sky. Not a single soul was there to see the fire in my eyes. Only the mountains saw me stumble, only the canyons heard me cry. Old time tales and songs about the road. Scratch your wagon tracks into my soul. Take me from the border to the deep Sierra snow, running from everything I have known. Guitar only got me so damn far, screaming and careening like a drunken muscle car. Now I'm left to hold it steady across 1,000 miles of tar, between here and dreaming highways and closing out the bar. How easy now to turn around and see from here to then, wait until that flame ignites at the tip of my pen. It was to try and see from then to here, and how strange it seems to see myself survive each passing year. Old time tales and songs about the road. Scratch your wagon tracks into my soul. Carry me around the world till I run out of road. Bury me with everything I have known. Bury me with everything I have known. Bury me with everything I have known. And here's one from Steve Earle, called Ben McCulloch. This is a story about a Civil War soldier. Steve Earle, who was good friends with Townes Van Zandt and who lost his son tragically during COVID to an overdose. Justin Townes Earle, who was a great musician as well. So it's a folk singer's tragedy just kind of seems to follow them sometimes. We signed up in San Antonio, my brother Paul and me, fight for Ben McCulloch in the Texas Infantry. The poster said we get a uniform and $7 a week, the best rations in the army, and a rifle we could keep. When I first laid eyes on the general, and I just knew he was a fighting man. He was every inch a soldier, every word was his command. His eyes were cold as lead and steel forged into tools of war, and he took the lives of many, the souls of many more. And he marched us to Missouri, and we hardly stopped for rest. And then we made a speech, he said, we're coming to the test. We got to take St. Louis now before the Yankees do. If we control the Mississippi, then the Federals are through. And he told us that our enemy, they would all be dressed in blue. We forgot about the winter's cold and the cursed fever too. My brother died at Wilson Creek, God damn, I watched him fall. We fell back to the Boston Mountains in the north of Arkansas. Goddamn you, Ben McCulloch, I hate you more than any other man alive. And when you die, be a foot soldier just like me. The devil's infantry. When we set out from Fayetteville, I cursed the bastard's name, and we mourned the dead that we left behind. How we were carrying the lane. And I killed a boy the other night. He never even shaved, and I don't know what I'm fighting for. I have never owned a slave. So I snuck out of camp, and I heard the news next night that the Yankees won the battle and McCulloch lost his life.